Afternoon, everyone. This is Paul Klee, Denver sports columnist for the Gazette. I'm reporting to you this afternoon from Pepsi Center, which, as you can see, with Mr. Zamboni behind me, is preparing to host a hockey game tonight. The Toronto Maple Leafs are in town to play the Avs. So I'm here to, of course, talk football with you, since it is Broncos week and Broncos month and Broncos year. The topic of this online video chat is ice and weather and the elements that the Seahawks and Broncos are sure to see out in on the East Coast 12 days from now in Super Bowl XLV 111. What will the cold impact in this Super Bowl? I think it would be silly to say it's not a factor, because the weather is a factor and always is a factor. There's two examples from this Broncos season I think we can look at to see how the elements can affect Peyton Manning's powerful offense and whether or not he's able to light the lamp, if you will, in this Super Bowl. The first one that comes to mind, of course, is Foxborough. It was very, very cold that night in New England, the coldest that I've ever been, actually, and it certainly affected the Broncos' offense. I don't think there's any question that in the second half, the offense slowed down because of that wind. Now, I don't believe it's the cold necessarily that bothered them, but the wind was really howling out of the north in Gillette Stadium, and that did play a factor in the way that the Pats were able to come back and the Broncos went stagnant. The other example would be the Titans game right here in Denver, a mile high, when the temperature was dropped down to the single digits late in the game. And Peyton, I think that was sort of a statement game for him to show all of us silly media and people that question whether he can play in the elements, whether or not he can perform. And certainly he did. He threw for over 400 yards in that game, unloaded 59 pass attempts, which is a career high. I think that was Peyton saying, guys, this isn't a problem. So keep an eye on the weather report, weather.com, your local newscast, to see what the weather will be like out in New Jersey, and we'll learn very quickly whether the ice and the elements are going to be a factor for the Broncos and the Seahawks in this Super Bowl. This has been Paul Klee with the Gazette, and I appreciate you stopping by today. Thanks a lot.